Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm doing my Christmas book haul and I have had to delay filming this quite a few times because I kept ordering more books. However, I think all of the books I have ordered have come in now. I have a few left my family bought for me that have not come in yet, but I cannot put this off any longer. I have quite a lot of books to talk about today, so I'm just going to get straight into things. But if you enjoy this video, please leave a like and please subscribe and let me know your thoughts on any of these books in the comments. So the first book I have to talk about is Crave by Tracy Wolff, and I was given this by Layla from Reading with a Boss as we done a Secret Santa in our little group chat, so I was so happy to get this off my wish list. It is basically kind of like 2020's Twilight. It is about a normal girl who is the only normal human in a school full of witches and vampires and shapeshifters, it says, and it is like a romance, I'm pretty sure, more than anything else. But I am quite excited to get to this. Obviously it even looks like Twilight even on the front cover, but I'm just really excited to get to this. I think it sounds really fun, and I think it'll be like a nice guilty pleasure type book. The other one, I got The City and the Pillar by Gore Vidal, and I got this from Books with Bunny. She done a giveaway and I won, and she bought me this off my wish list again, so thank you so much, Bunny. I will link Layla and Bunny's channels in my description, so definitely go check them out. Although Layla doesn't really upload videos anymore, I don't think, but I'll still link them. And this is a gay coming of age novel, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, I got it for my series of videos that I'm doing on like LGBT classics, which I'm hopefully going to have the first one out in February, but we will see. So that was the books from my bookish friends. However, the next books I have are for my parents. So I got the entire Dark Artifices series by Cassandra Clare. I got it in the US paperback editions so that the spines would match my Mortal Instruments and Infernal Devices spines, because I am just obsessed with these covers. I think they're so, or the spines, sorry, I just think they're so cool. And the three books I feel like don't need much introduction. There's Queen of Air and Darkness, Lord of Shadows, and Lady Midnight. And I do have to say, the front covers of the series, the Dark Artifice series, I don't love them that much, especially this one. It's so dark, you can hardly see what's happening. I'm pretty sure, like, this is London, I think? I don't know. I don't know much about the series at all, to be honest. No, it wouldn't be London. I'm pretty sure it's set in, like, LA. I don't know. But I'm really excited to get to these. I'm reading them in February for sure, because I want to catch up as much as possible before the next book and whatever the other series, the current series is called, comes out. So I'm really excited I got these. And I also got this Folio Society edition of Agnes Grey, and again, look at the spine. I just love spines more than anything else. And it has like just some cool illustrations and stuff. It's not like a current Folio Society edition, it's like a kind of vintage one from I think the 80s or the 90s, but I'm just obsessed with it, especially the spine. I love the spine so much, and I was super happy to get this because obviously, like you all know, I am a big Bronte stan, and I actually have more Bronte books later to show you. But next up for my parents, I got Song of Solomon by Toni Morrison, and I honestly, I hate when people say this in book hauls, but I don't know much about this other than it is about growing up black, and I'm pretty sure it's a multi-generational story, and I absolutely love them. I love East of Eden and, you know, Wuthering Heights, things like that just have like different generations of the family involved, and I'm pretty sure this is like that, but don't quote me on that. I really don't know much about it other than I know that Toni Morrison is like an author that I have to read, so I wanted to start with this one. And I also really want to read The Bluest Eye, I think it's called, by her. I've heard a lot of good things about that recently. I just really want to get into Toni Morrison because she's just an author that is like a modern classics author that no one talks about, or no one talks about, everyone talks about, I mean, that I haven't read yet. Next, I got Maurice by Ian Forster, and this spine is strange because it doesn't have the book cover on it, or the book title, but this is another gay classic for that video I want to make, or the series of videos, and this actually wasn't published until after the author's death, so that's kind of interesting, and I'm really looking forward to this. It's much shorter than I was expecting, but I'm not complaining. I really love short books recently. Like the thought of a long book, like I cannot believe how thick, like Queen of Air and Darkness does not have to be this thick. It is 870 pages. I have Severance by Lang Ma, and I have had this on my to-read list on Goodreads ever since I joined BookTube, and it is about a pandemic, and that's pretty much all I remember at this point because I added it 2 years ago. But I am super excited to get to this just to see if it actually lives up to the hype. See, because it's sat on my to-read list for 2 whole years, I feel like it's like got this hype in my head, and I hope it lives up to it. Ninth House by Lee Berdugo does not need any introduction. This is a dark academia book about a girl who goes to Yale and discovers like secret societies there. And I have also had this on my wish list, or not my wish list, on my to read list since like January 2019. So I'm excited to finally read this as well. And I really want to prioritize this. I need to get to it soon. Same for Severance, just because it's been on my list for so long. Next, Battle Royale by Kushune Takami. Sorry, butchered that, definitely. And this cover is so cool, and I love the Battle Royale movie, so I definitely want to read the book at some point, and I'm so glad I finally have it. It's so thick as well, but I have heard so many good things. Someone, oh my god, who was it? Someone read this in December and absolutely loved it, and right now I'm blanking on her name, but I can picture her face. But anyway, she read it, and then also Eric from Break Even Books just recently read this and he loved it as well, so I am excited to get to it. Hopefully I also love it. This next one is Patron Saints of Nothing, and my friend Therese from Bookish Therese absolutely loves this book. It is by a Filipino author, and it is about him going home to the Philippines to find out what happened to his cousin after he was murdered. And she talked about this and made it sound so good, so I had to get it, and I'm really looking forward to it. The next one is also a recommendation from Therese, and that is After the Flood by Cassandra Montag, and it is about a mother, I'm pretty sure a mother and a family just trying to survive after like a whole huge global disaster where like the earth is flooded. And she made it sound so good as well, but again, I'm so bad at remembering book premises. I remember more just like the vibe that people talked about it, so I remember like her really loving this book. I'm pretty sure it was like her third favorite book of the year on her like top 10 books 2020 video, so highly excited for this one. And maybe I'll do a little video like reading Therese's favourite books. That could be kind of fun. This next one is Violet Bent Backwards Over the Grass by Lana Del Rey, and it is a poetry book, and I don't love poetry, to be honest. Everyone knows this, I talk about it all the time, but I am a Lana Del Rey stan, so I just wanted to own this just because I love Lana, and it has like lots of cute pictures and stuff, and I'm more excited about the pictures and the poems, to be honest. I think it said somewhere at the front that she took most of the pictures herself and then her sister took the other ones because her sister is like a photographer. But I'm so glad that I own this just as like a collectible as a Lana Del Rey stan. There she is. I'm excited for that. Although, no I'm not. That's a blatant lie. I'm not excited to read the poems, but I definitely will, just like to say I've done it. All my books are falling over right now because I have too many in a pile. And this final one from my parents is Do You Dream of Terra 2 by Timmy O, and this was Monica from Mooney Reads, one of her favourite books of the year, I'm pretty sure. She talked about this all the time and she said that people had to buy it, so I did. Well, I got it as a gift, and it is a sci-fi book about nature, I think. I can't remember, honestly, but I love the cover and I really trust Monica. She always has good recommendations. She's like the queen of sci-fi, so I am definitely like trusting her word, even though I can't really remember what her word was. So next, moving on to the books that I bought myself. Almost all of these were bought off of eBay. I think one of them, I'll get to the end, was bought off of hive.co.uk. But I just mostly use eBay because I don't mind secondhand books, although it was not the edition I wanted, but I don't really care that much. And it is The Immortalist by Andrew Gide. And this is about a man who has like a kind of midlife crisis because he realizes that his sexuality is like not what he thought it was. And it is a modern classic, and I wanted like this modern classic edition, and they sent me this ugly thing, but I'm not that bothered because I don't see myself keeping this anyway. I bought it for that video series, the LGBT classics one that I keep talking about. I have bought so many books for that and like downloaded so many books, and I actually have to start reading them at some point to actually start making the videos instead of just buying them all. But I'm excited to get to this. It's really short, which I love, as I always say. And then I bought If Beale Street Could Talk by James Baldwin, and this looks brand new, this edition, so like I was very happy with this purchase. And this is about a 19-year-old girl who is pregnant and her lover is in jail, and that's all I know, to be honest. But I absolutely love James Baldwin. I love Giovanni's Room and Another Country, and I just want to read all of his novels, so I'm excited to get to this one, even though I don't really know what it's about. This next one is The Host by Stephanie Meyer, and I was annoyed when I got this because it is so much taller. Like, normal paperback size is like this, and then like this is like this size, and I absolutely hate it. I only have one other book that is like this height, and it is White Oleander by Janet Fitch, and I actually was planning on unhauling it, but then I ended up loving it, so I ended up keeping it. But anyway, this is by the author of Twilight, that's why I bought it. It's a sci-fi book. I don't know much about it. I've never been that excited to read it, and I got it at the library a few months ago and then returned it without even reading it. But I thought, if I own it, then I definitely will read it at some point, because I do want to read it just because Stephanie Meyer wrote it, but I'm actually not super excited for it, and the fact that it's like so tall just annoyed me so much. But anyway, we love. It's really not that big a deal. Next, I have The Vegetarian by Han Kang, and I don't know who recommended this. I don't know what it's about. I don't remember any reviews about it, but it was on my to-read list on Goodreads, and I seen it on eBay for like £2.50 or something, £3, and I thought, okay, I have to buy it. I have literally no recollection. Part of me feels like it's about cannibalism, and the back literally says nothing. It says, a darkly beautiful modern classic about rebellion, eroticism, and the female body, one of the most extraordinary books you will ever read. And then it says like both terrifying and terrific. I have no idea what it's about, but it's really short, so hopefully it's good. Next, I have Chamber of Secrets and Philosopher's Stone, Harry Potter books. I bought these secondhand, so don't shout at me, because I wanted like these editions to match all my other editions, because the editions I have to these two were like the ugly black and white, like adult type editions. I don't know, they were ugly, so I unhauled them and got these just to match, because I like things that match now. I never used to, so when I joined BookTube, I didn't care about like what editions was which. I had like just so many like secondhand like random classics and stuff, but now I'm like really streamlining it, and I just want all my stuff to match. I really came over to the dark side. Next, I have this little short novella. It is literally like 78 pages, and the text is so big, and it is The Grown Up by Gillian Flynn, and I just got this because it was, well, this was when I also thought I bought Dark Places, so I was like, well, I might as well buy her fourth and like final book. It's just a short novella, a thriller, and it doesn't have the best reviews on Goodreads, but I want to read all of Gillian Flynn stuff because I love Gone Girl and I love sharp objects, so I want to read that. Next, I have Why Read the Classics by Italio Calvino, and this is not something I would typically read. This is like a collection of essays. However, I was reading the Goodreads page for this. I don't even know how I stumbled across it, but I was. And I then, like the next day, saw Jennifer Brooks talk about this, and she hauled it, and I thought that was kind of a sign, so I went out and bought it as well. It's like a collection of essays all about like some popular classics and this author's thoughts on them, and it's not something I would really read, or typically read, but I think it sounds kind of interesting, and it's not something I would like binge read. It's like I could read an essay a month or something. I don't know. I just thought it was pretty cool, and as someone that really likes classics, I thought I might as well. Next, I have The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness, and this is about like normal people trying to survive in a world with superheroes, I'm pretty sure, and it follows like the normal people in this world and how their lives are affected by being in like a world with superheroes, and I'm pretty sure that's what's about. If it's not, you can let me know. But I just think that sounded really cool, because obviously I just read Renegades, which is all about superheroes, and I wanted like another superhero story, so I bought this. Next, I have some Penguin classics. I have Agnes Grey by Anne Bronte, sorry. That's the second Agnes Grey volume in this video. I got Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, and I got A Passage to India by Ian Forster. This one I only bought because I saw his name, and obviously I already have Maurice and Howard's End. I haven't read any of his books yet, but now I own 3 of them, so I hope I like them. And it was in a charity shop, and it was literally £1, so I got it. And then these, I am trying to collect all the Bronte books in these editions, so I got this one, and Great Expectations is the only Charles Dickens like full novel I've read, and I really liked it. But the edition I have is like the Penguin Popular Classics, which are so ugly, and I am unhauling them all soon, so I wanted like to keep this because I actually really enjoyed it, and I'd probably reread it. I feel like I would reread it at some point in the future, although I should probably prioritise all the Charles Dickens books I own that I haven't read. I have like 6 of them, I think, that I own and haven't read yet. Finally, the final book of the book haul. This only came in today, and it is Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare, and it is a collector's first edition, so it's like just a hardcover with no book sleeve, which is pretty cool. I quite like it. This orange is like quite nice as well. I don't know, something about it. And I know nothing about the series other than the second one, Chain of Iron, comes out in March, and I actually wasn't going to physically own these because I wanted all my Shadowhunter books to have like these spines, and I was hoping that after all 3 books in this trilogy come out, then they would release them like in paperback with those illustrated spines. However, I decided that I didn't want to wait. So now I own this one that does not match. However, the way I justified it to myself is like, I can then say like that this series came out, like this is the series that was coming out of the Shadowhunter books when I was reading them. Like this is the one that I got to experience live, or not this one specifically, but Chain of Gold or Chain of Iron. So that's how I justified it to myself, and it's really pretty. So that's that. And that was all the books in this book haul. My throat is very dry now, so I'm going to leave. But if you enjoyed this book haul, please leave a like, and please leave me any comments. If I messed up what any of these books were about, let me know, because I definitely did. I just kind of make up synopses in my head, I'm pretty sure, a lot of the time, but it is what it is. So yeah, please leave a like and please subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.